I'm Bruce Tuff, principal of the Tuff Law Firm. We are a full-service law firm serving the greater Woodlands area and the greater Houston area. Contact us at 281-681-0808. We're tough for you.
Welcome to The Legal Fix, a new age radio show brought to you by the Tuff Law Firm. We're the toughest law firm in town, with the toughest lawyers around answering your toughest legal questions.
Hey, welcome to The Legal Fix, a new age radio show by the Tuff Law Firm, answering your toughest legal questions. Please call us. We are live today at 936-900-2381. Your hosts, Bruce Tuff, Boy Wonder, Brandon Riley, Super Lawyer G.I. Jerome, Jeremy Hall. And we're here. We're going to take any question you have. Hey, guys, thanks for covering for me for the last 2 weeks. I really enjoyed Jackson Hall. You had some wicked smart guests.
We did.
Yeah,
yes,
Joanne Linzer, wicked smart. And then who else we have?
Lauren Breedahall.
Lauren Breedahall, wicked smart. Yes, they were. That was an exceptional show, guys.
It really was. Thank you for contributing.
Yeah,
I felt like a kid with clown shoes on, like when they put their dad shoes on and they start walking and they think they look cool and then they fall over. That's what it felt like.
He even wanted to go sit in his dad's seat.
Did he sit in my seat?
He did.
He did? Oh, my God. Did he? Well, how did he do? Jerome?
He did good. He did really good.
Yeah.
We got a new counter for him. It's not throat clearing anymore. It's the word absolutely.
Absolutely.
He was racking them up.
He was.
I've got like 35
We're going to count
episodes.
absolutelys today.
It's his go-to.
Oh, my God. There's a tick. You have a tick that goes on.
I don't sound like a smoker.
Hey, you know what we did? You know what we've decided to do? So if you've been following the show, all the men in the office are wearing beards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I was the last holdout, but since I was up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, everybody looks like a mountain man up there. So I just let it all go.
That's how you do it.
Yeah,
do you drink Dos Equis?
I do. In fact, this is my new line. I usually don't come to places like this, but when I do, I drink tequila.
The most interesting man in the Woodlands.
I tried that, and that's my new moniker. So I tried that last night. It was at the EDP reception, Economic Development Partnership. Gil Staley is the president and the CEO. We are honoring Josh Urban, who is like a megastar with Memorial Hermann Hospital System. He was our chairman last year. It was a rough year. You know, he had to do everything by Zoom, but he managed it well.
I love his music.
Yes, he's got greater. Josh Urban, great music, Josh. I wish he had played last night, but he did a speech. It was short. It was gracious, thankful. Then we have this reception afterwards. Of course, the annual meeting was a little sparse. It was a little slow, but we had the reception, and it was a great reception, and I met 2 future guests. Okay, this is a surprise to you guys. So I'm going to have Mandy and Stacy on. You're not going to know what they do. I'm just going to have them on. We'll do a speed round for both of them. They are a lot of fun.
Are those their stage names?
Yes, Mandy and Stacy. Exactly. In fact, this will be our introduction to them. So, hey, Mandy and Stacy, you're invited to be on the show, and we'll set up an appointment with you. Please call our appointment secretary and our producer, Carlos.
Don't be scared.
Yes, they don't. Yeah, this will get to them. Yeah,
oh yeah,
like oh my God.
Watch out for the hot seat.
In fact, when we have Gil Staley on, I think Gil has seen the show, so he's a little bit prepared. But I said, Gil, how about coming on tomorrow? No way! No. I just got out of the hospital. I've been sick. I don't want to go back in.
Oh no,
I'll never be prepared.
Fully recovered? He's
fully recovered. There's HIPAA laws, otherwise I'd tell you all the gory details about it. Okay, so he was good. Hey, so today's show, we're going to really go out of our lanes. We're going to talk about hot topics. We'll talk a little bit about the weekend review, and then we'll go to hot topics. But let's do a little weekend review, guys. How was it? Well, let's do the 2 weekend review, and then the week that I came back. Because I came back, I feel like a bucket of ice water was dumped on me. But how was it the 2 weeks? What did you guys do that was exciting?
We signed up about 2 clients a day.
Nice,
and we
nice.
close out about 1 case a day.
I'm
So
leaving
it was
town.
pretty
I'm
good.
leaving town again. I am absolutely leaving town.
We miss you.
Hey,
Yeah,
so,
we did.
So Goodyear's calling me on my phone. There's probably something wrong with my car. You know, my car, the good thing about being out of town for 2 weeks is you really have a great time. The bad thing is my car wouldn't start. So I had to,
No.
I drive around with a pair of jumper cables in the back, and I have to back into all the parking spots. So this morning I had the jumper cables. I backed in the car. I was worried one of my daughters was going to take Diana's car out. So now here it is. I'm saying, you know, I've got to drop the car off at Goodyear. I've got to take care of this. And Honey Badger says, well, I'll drive you. Well, you know what that is. She knows that I'm in a hurry. I've got things to do. Here comes the slowdown. So I'm sitting in the car. I got the car started, but it's like
move.
crank, 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 crank. So Brandon jumped me last time. But anyways, we got it going. Honey Badger filled in. She did good. She got me here on time. So
That's
actually,
good.
I was the first one here. Yeah.
Chauffeurstress.
Yeah.
We're going to post that to the Facebook page, a picture of Bruce jumping his car in a suit.
I was. He's got a picture of me doing it. And I know how to do it. You know those Jeep Cherokees are the weirdest damn cars there is. You can't find, they don't have a battery. They just got a little stick post that comes up, and it's in the very back by the windshield. So you sit there and pop the hood, and I go, Brandon, where the frick is the damn battery? He goes, I don't know. I guess he's
YouTube and
never
where it's
looked
at.
at his hood
Google it.
before.
Google
He
it.
never popped it open and looked at
to
it. So-
find it.
Has he ever looked at the manual?
I doubt it. He went back into the car to look at the manual, but I already had it figured out
Boy
because I was
Wonder
just
doesn't
sitting there.
read manuals.
I had the battery cables. I just kept touching anything that looked positive. It was just, so it's just crazy.
I turned around as Paula was pulling up with her car to try to jump you, and suddenly your car had started. I was
Yes,
like, I
it
don't
did.
even know what happened
It
here.
did, but it's fun. I used to do that in high school and college, drive around with battery cables all the time.
Yeah?
because I was too cheap to buy a battery. I just wouldn't do it. Never.
It's a good thing to have on hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so do we have time to go through 2 week in review? Or are we going to cut for a We got time. Come on. So tell me what else is going on, gentlemen. Anything good, exciting?
Well, we had a hearing on special exceptions Friday right after the show. I left the show straight for special exceptions. And
Okay.
in the process, we ended up having, Jeremy had to quash a deposition. So it was pretty eventful.
And we had to
Weekend
follow.
right before you came back.
Well, and then when I came back on a Monday, you had another quash deposition, which was, I don't know, you waited till 5:04 to file that, and then we had a
actually 5:12.
5:12.
love
Then
the
we have a
excitement.
notice of appeal, so we're figuring out what do we do? Do we do a motion for new trial or do we do appeal? So for 4 days, we're debating the whole situation. I finally come in, everybody briefs me, and they go, Bruce, we have a big question here. Do we do a motion for new trial or appeal? Appeal.
Appeal.
There. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't-
So
It's
I'm
an
glad I'm back.
HBIC special.
Right, I'm glad I'm back. Actually, HBIC controls this stuff. We're all like puppets for her.
Really
she just
are.
pulls the strings.
She
And
does.
today
I like
she-
it that way.
She makes me nervous when I get in the car with her because then she has absolute control over me. At least when I drive away and I'm in my own car, I feel like I've got a little bit of
Probably could
independence.
blow it up if she wanted to. So.
She's got me tracked.
Oh, boy.
We have a
The
caller.
phones are already hot.
See what happens? Yes, and I got to apologize. To keep the switchboard lights up like a Christmas tree. We try to take as many calls as we can. We do
Hello?
have. All right, caller. We'll take your call.
Hello, welcome to the Legal Fix.
The legal fix.
Hey, hi, Legal Fix.
Yes, sir.
Hi, you're on the Legal Fix.
Hey, great. I'd like an opinion and some predictions, please.
Please. All right. Fire away,
We
caller.
got our crystal ball ready.
Okay, here it goes. What if our president, representing the executive branch, did an executive order mandating masking during COVID? What is your response, do you think, to the prediction for the judiciary and the legislative branch's responses to that?
Well,
That's a
hey,
good
that's a
one.
great
Excellent
question.
question.
I've already lost my train of thought,
What
caller,
are they
but I will
asking?
tell you this. Here's our president, Joe Biden, the COVID king. He was going to fix COVID, okay? Wasn't that his deal? That's why Trump got ousted. He goes, you don't know what the hell you're doing with COVID. You're out. I'm coming in. COVID's over. And what do we got? A third wave? A fourth wave? Now,
Trump
I
did
mean,
Operation Warp Speed. though.
yeah, what
He-
the hell?
he helped
what,
get the vaccine.
What
ready.
about the COVID king president here, Joe Biden? What's happening with him?
I think he's in favor of masks.
Okay, so we're back to the. Well, he did spend the whole election in his bunker with a mask on.
Yes, it's double protection.
So do we blame him? Well, let me ask you, caller. Do we blame the president, or what is the the judiciary is all over the place. You know, the Travis County just filed. They have a friendly handful of judges there, and they go, "Hey, by the way, I want you to reverse the governor and the state legislature. So here's our petition." They shop the court, and then the judge says, "Yeah, I'll sign anything. Just give it to me. I don't need to look at it. No arguments."
No.
Well,
Yeah,
TRO,
Travis County.
So to that point, Bruce, where does a challenge of an executive order end up? Is that straight to the Supreme Court, or does that get decided in other courts?
Federal
first?
courts,
Was it
baby.
Steel 2?
Starts in federal courts. If it's a
Steel 2,
federal issue and you meet that federal question and it's got the, meets the requirements. So you got to have diversity of citizenship. You've got to have a federal question to be decided, and you file it federal court, and you get one of these federal judges that are appointed for life.
So to
and they make
answer the
decision.
caller's question, the Supreme Court case is Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company versus Sawyer, and in that case, the question was presented: by executive fiat, who was the president at that time? The one right after Delano Roosevelt.
Truman.
Thank you,
Truman. Oh my! Are you making
Wow.
this up?
No, this is
Holy
true
history
story.
buff.
Holy
So
cow.
Bruce knows his
Truman
presidents.
attempted to force a steel company to produce steel on behalf of the U.S. government, and in the process, they sued because they said it was an overreach of the executive power, and the Supreme Court came up with a specific standard for requiring or allowing executive fiat orders. Did we lose the
He didn't
caller?
like- he didn't like that. He didn't like that.
He's mad at. Well,
He
then when
wanted
you
a yes or
start
no.
reading case law to him, he just he
Yeah.
goes,
I'm out.
I'm out of here. Yes, he's like moved on. I like the way
No,
he
but
teed that up.
That was a good question.
That was a good
But
question.
the answer is it's complicated, and it really depends on the type of situation. So if we're in a wartime situation, then absolutely the president is going to have a lot more power. And if
We're at
there's
war
a
with COVID.
declaration of emergency, like there has been in Texas, it gives greater or broader powers to the county judges, like Judge Hidalgo, or in this case,
The
Supreme
Commandante.
Court.
Yes. Okay. Right.
Which means that it's possible. I'm not saying that it would happen, but it is possible. And the Supreme Court, even being a 6-3 majority conservative, could still turn out and agree that the president has special powers during what we would call wartime.
Perfect. Good answer, boy wonder. Okay, let me do this. We're going to come back with that. We're going to start talking about current events in our next segment. We'll talk
Free
about
Britney.
Free Britney. We're going to talk about big jury awards in Montgomery County. We're going to talk about the no-show of the Democrats and the Governor Abbott. And if we keep going on, we're going to talk about mask mandates. And so if you've got a hot question, you want to call us, we'll answer your toughest legal questions. 936-900-2381. We'll be right back.
I'm Bruce Tuff, principal of the Tuff Law Firm. We are a full-service law firm serving the greater Woodlands area and the greater Houston area. Contact us at 281-681-0808. We're tough for you.
Hey, I want to thank that caller for that great question.
excellent question.
We
Thank
handle
you,
your
caller.
toughest legal questions. That was a tough
Did
one.
we
Of course,
even
we
get
all
his
get
name?
sidetracked. I got a little bit of
We answer
focus
everything
issues.
but the question.
Yeah, so here's why we did answer everything. So here we're going to do. So we're going to do we're going outside of our lanes today. We're going to do hot topics. Boy wonder what's happening.
Oh boy.
Hot
got-
topics. Boy
we've got
wonder.
some hot
Surprise!
Okay.
Hey, Carlos, can you run the air horn for us?
Wah, 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 wow. And can you put 2
And
minutes
let's
on
get
the
2
clock?
minutes on the clock. Bruce, you're going on the hot seat.
Oh
Hello,
my God! I'm
Bruce.
on the hot seat.
Welcome
I'm gonna-
back.
I'm gonna bit.
Surprise
get-
hot seat.
Surprise hot seat.
You get one pass.
You will be
2 minutes on the
crushed.
clock. We're starting now.
Oh,
How do you
hang on.
spell-
We got a
have
caller.
All right.
Okay, caller.
Pause
Yeah,
on the
we're
hot
free.
seat.
Yeah.
Hello,
Always.
caller.
Welcome to the Legal Fix.
Welcome to the Legal
The
Fix.
Legal Fix.
Hello,
Hello?
caller.
Hello.
What's your toughest
Hello?
legal? Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
You're on the Legal Fix.
Hi, I'm Leslie Coleman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi,
That's okay.
I went to jury duty for the first time,
Yes. What county?
and Harris,
Harris. Okay. Right.
and it was a criminal trial.
Right.
And I really
Caller, what's your
I
question?
really didn't enjoy the process very much, and I thought I would. And
You had
I
high
really
hopes.
feel I felt like I felt a little bit like we weren't doing the right thing in the jury, and I wanted to talk about it, but the judge released us, and I couldn't talk to the attorneys. And I always heard that. I mean, I guess I've seen it in movies or something, that sometimes you talk to the attorneys, and we didn't get to. And I don't know if I can. I don't know. I just wanted to tell them how we reached our decision, and so they would understand. And I feel like they were really upset. And
Shoot, call
anyway,
them up.
can we call? Well, okay. First of all, aren't we supposed to be able to, or can we talk to the attorneys after a trial or not?
Yes, you can. You can actually talk to a jury. I've done many jury trials, and most of the jury trials, I try to talk to the jurors themselves because they have questions to ask us. And it's appropriate for the parties, the attorneys. If the jury consents, if a juror who just sat through a trial consents to talk to anybody, they're more than free to do it. Now, during the trial and the jury deliberation process, it's niche. You cannot niche. You cannot
Don't
do
think
that.
so.
Can't talk. Can't look at the paper. Can't do social media. Can't talk to husbands or family members. But after the trial, and you're released as a juror, you've done your civic duty, you can talk to parties, you can talk to the attorneys. Sometimes you say, how come that evidence coming in? Or why were you doing these objections? And, what's the real backstory? I mean, what really happened here? And you can be free to talk about it because it's over. It's a completed trial. They will not be called back.
And it's really a chance for the attorneys to figure out what worked, what didn't work,
Performance
and to
review.
find out
Right.
if there's any kind of juror misconduct, like you've spoken on, Miss Leslie. Was that the
Yeah,
name?
Leslie. So
Leslie,
yeah.
excuse
So
me.
well, you had an opportunity to talk to him, and if you were denied that opportunity, I'm sorry about that. But you certainly had the opportunity to do it. I've actually finished a trial. It was a medical malpractice trial, and I talked to the jurors after the trial, and they gave me their whole thought process. What they thought of my client, what they thought of the case, why they ruled one way or the other, and it's very helpful. Very well, for me, as the attorney doing the case, I learned from it. You get insight from how you presented your case and then how the jurors interpret the facts and the evidence that you present to them. So it's really, I think it's very important.
Did they have any critiques of your presentation?
They liked me a lot.
Not surprised.
But they didn't like my client. And that's the thing. You've got to have a very appealing
Trifecta.
type client, and that's when you're in a trial. That's one of the considerations you make as a trial attorney is you assess how your client will present to a jury because you got to be deserving. As I've learned that you have to be a deserving plaintiff. So that's very, very important. Thank you, caller. That was a great question. We appreciate it. Okay.
Hey,
so,
speaking of psychology, as a father of 4 daughters and a husband,
Yes.
how do you grapple with the female psychology?
How do you understand
How do you understand a
female
woman?
psychology?
well, first of all, I think of a man.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
this is a setup. I'm not saying this, guys. I am not saying this.
Okay.
You are going to burn
Good
me.
decision.
You are going to burn me. See,
We-
we have this.
Almost had it.
Yeah. They tee me up quickly,
Almost
and I
had it.
almost fell into the trap. I saw the net. No, there was no net. It was just a big hole with
big-
sticks,
a
with a
bright
few
light.
sticks over it.
So
Yes.
many traps waiting for you when you get
We
back.
almost had
Yes.
it. 2 minutes on the clock.
Speaking of
Carlos
traps.
has it.
Okay, fire away.
Hot seat.
Hot seat.
Pass. Go. How do you spell tough?
TOUGH.
What's your middle name?
Colson. COULSON.
How big is your father's shadow?
Huge.
Were you a good kid?
Never.
What's the biggest lie you ever told?
Oh my God, there's so many. I can't. You should start with the first and the last. No,
Let's just say lots. How much do you weigh?
I didn't buy candy from the guy across the street at my elementary school, Dad, and I got whacked for that.
Bad
Okay,
boy.
Next
How
one.
much do you weigh?
On a good day, 230.
What's the most humble job you've ever had?
I was a busboy at Tony Bennett's Pizza House.
How much do you bench?
Well, I tried to do 200, and that was tough.
Spotter.
As a former cheerleader, what was your favorite cheer?
My favorite. It's actually
Cougars,
double.
go.
Eat 'em up, rah, rah, rah. That was the big one at U of H. And I was head cheerleader, by the way, and I'm a specialist in double stunts.
Whoa. How often do you check social media?
Never. Well, never. I don't ever check. I don't do any of that stuff. Okay?
What does the HBIC think of your beard?
She hates it.
Before you shave, will you keep just a bristle brush?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do goatee first, then I'm gonna do bristle brush.
Bristler.
Bristler.
The bristler. Who's your pick to replace Congressman Brady?
I like Morgan Luttrell.
When's your next bid for elected office?
It will be the next time an elected official pisses me off.
Rusty Hardin or Tony Busby?
Both. No, Rusty. Rusty case against him and knew him in the district attorney's office. He's exceptional.
Do we have a phone call? Oh. Who's your favorite celebrity that you've met in person?
The favorite, Kevin Costner.
Who's your least favorite character on the Legal Fix?
The guest.
Who's smarter, you or a moose?
Definitely me.
What's a better pet, moose or a falcon?
Falcon. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey, woo, woo,
Hey, that wasn't bad. That was just
You did good.
That was hard.
We still got plenty in the tank.
Yeah. Okay, another call. We're not even going to get to hot topics.
Hi-yo.
Yay.
Welcome to the Legal Fix. Whoa.
Hello, this is Jennifer. I guess I just have a question regarding COVID vaccines and if your work is allowed to require them or not.
Shoot.
Yeah, you know what? COVID, I've tried
Jennifer,
to get it.
did you miss the last 2 episodes?
Jennifer, I have to get a COVID vaccine. Well, first of all, I have a vaccine, but I get a COVID test just to see my dad who's in a hospital. This is like crazy.
Man.
You know, it is, I'm going to wear triple mask. I've got the vaccine, but you got to have a COVID test. You got to have that thing shoved up your nose. I mean, this is crazy. But I would say healthcare workers, there has been mandates for them. I hear Amazon is now requiring their workers to be vaccinated. You know, this is a whole big discussion about personal choice and what your workplace dictates. And, you know, I can take either side of that. What do you guys think?
Can't you just work somewhere else if you don't want to get the vaccine?
I don't require
That's hard-
vaccines
that's
in my
hard to
office.
do.
I'm not requiring them in my office.
We're all
Just
vaxxed up.
so you
I
know,
would cite you
I'm
back
not-
to episode 8 where we discuss labor law requirements and what's called reasonable accommodations, and I think that we went pretty in depth on that. So
Like if you have
watch
a
episode 8.
Heligous exemption?
That is going to be
Yes,
the best
the
thing to do.
Heligous
Someone's going to
exemption.
call in and they're going to say, I need to know something about criminal law. That's episode 2.
Yeah.
I need to know something about family law. That's episode 3. You don't need
Absolutely.
to, then no one will need to call in. We just have
We've
it all
covered
covered,
everything.
right?
We'll
Yeah.
just cross-reference back.
We got it in the book. Yeah. Thank you. Does that help you, caller?
Yes, it did. Thank you so much.
Anything else we can help you with today?
No, that's it. I was just curious about if it was required or not.
Okay. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate
She
the
Thank
call.
you for calling.
She gone.
We'll send you a bill.
All right, we're going to go quickly to hot topics. I've got 2 minutes. Let's start with Free Britney. Anybody got any comments?
Brandon
Yeah.
loves Britney.
All right,
Listen,
go.
there's power of life and death in the spoken tongue, and telling everyone that Britney needs to be free, I think, is the best thing we could do.
I think you
because
got her freed.
13 years she spent under her dad's thumb, and now he is offering to remove himself from the conservatorship.
He should do that.
Now, it doesn't remove her from being a dependent to someone, but at least he's offering to remove
This
himself.
conservatorship is
And I
just like a
think-
guardianship in the state of Texas. So
Absolutely.
when they use the word and they toss it back and forth, so you have a guardian of the estate and guardian of the person. So Jamie, father of Brittany, is guardian of the person and controlling everything she does. But hell, she's working, she's functioning, she's got
She's a
kids.
multimillionaire.
I mean, come on, let's
Bruce
get rid of this.
has checked her Instagram every day.
Yeah. I like Britney.
Do you even have an Instagram,
I like
Bruce?
Britney. What's that? Cry Me a River? Who sang that? Cry Me a River. Was
Justin
that
Timberlake.
Justin, and they used to date each other, right? So Britney and Justin dated
Back
each other
when they were mouse
And they were
guitars.
made
married-
double
on the-
denim
Yeah,
popular.
yeah. I love those 2 songs, by the way. It's great.
No, that's good.
Cry Me a River.
Who did you say sings that?
Who's dated Britney? It was
I was going to say,
Who
let them
hasn't?
sing it. Don't sing it.
Yes.
I tried to tee you up
Okay.
again.
Okay.
Good job getting
All
her
right.
freed, Brandon. I give you full.
So I
credit
think
for
that we will have
Yeah.
a lot more news in the month of September.
We
as it
started
relates to
the
this.
Free Britney
We did.
movement on this show, and that's that's why she's getting free now.
We freed her.
If she
All
needs
right.
co-counsel,
Here's what we're
just
going to
give us
do.
a call.
I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a break. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to come back and we're going to cover the hot topics. We're going to do the. Let's start with Abbott calls for arrest of no-show Democrats. Let's do the mask
Wow,
mandate,
news
got
and then we'll just see if we
locked
get
up.
on from there because those are hot topics.
Those
I
are
wanna
hot
get on the
topics.
Okay, good. All right, let's
A
take a
new
break.
versus.
We'll be right back. Call us.
I'm Bruce Tuff, principal of the Tuff Law Firm. We are a full-service law firm serving the greater Woodlands area and the greater Houston area. Contact us at 281-681-0808. We're tough for you.
All right, hey, we're back on the Legal Fix. We're answering your toughest
What
legal
up?
questions. Call us at 936-900-2381. We had three excellent callers today. Jennifer was our last call, and we
you.
appreciate that call and very thoughtful, talking about hot topics. That's what we're talking about today. So she was asking about COVID masks, and we were talking about, does the legislature have control over the executive branch during the COVID crisis? So it looks like it's COVID. So let's talk about something a little bit different, and we'll come back to COVID. But our governor of the great state of Texas, Greg Abbott, has now called for the arrest of the Democrats because they no-showed for 2 special sessions. He's called another session, and understand he's just now sent out arrest warrants for the no-show Democrats. I want to do this. I'm going to assign
Are they called
you
the Do Nothing Democrats now?
no-show, do nothing. Okay, you're going to be for what the governor did, Brandon. You're going to
Okay.
be for. You're going to take the for position. You're supporting Greg Abbott.
He's for it.
And then against,
Whoa.
And then against is G.I. Jerome. So we're going to
Got
test
it.
your legal skill. We're going to tee you guys up for everybody. And I want to get a for and against position. Go.
So we're going to call this skit the Versus. The Versus.
Okay, we're going to do versus
It's a
skits.
versus
Okay, we'll
battle.
do
Versus.
versus.
1v1. Okay.
Okay,
So
all
I'm
right.
for it.
Yeah, all right. So
I don't know
Why
that
are you
I'm
for it?
actually for it, but I'll say
Oh,
this.
you're not for it.
I don't know
Convince
that
us.
I am, but I'll
Convince
try to
us.
I'll be
convince you
for
guys.
it. You know what I mean?
Convince
I
us.
can be for it. Their job is to be legislators. They need to show up
on,
and do
let
their
me-
job.
don't steal
okay?
my thunder,
No,
boy
you
wonder.
told me.
This
I
is
didn't
just
know-
like our last trial.
Yeah.
Your Honor,
Oh, yeah.
I'm only
Oh,
using my
you-
phone
all
because
right,
my
yes.
computer's
Wait,
not
wait,
working,
you-
and I have the questions on my
You
phone.
get
I
to
promise.
start, and then he pulls out his phone. Okay, let me read off my phone.
We operate with no net everywhere we go. And I always have to lead off. So I'm for this. Why am I for this? I'm for this because at the end of the day, we have a special session. You are sworn an oath to
Look, I'm
uphold
like
the
a player coach.
Constitution
I'm about
of the
ready to
state of
jump in.
Texas.
I got the
getting
quarterback in. Go.
I'm going to the redshirt freshman. I'm not playing this
Any
year.
other reasons for it?
No, absolutely. So dang it, I said absolutely 4 times now. So this situation is a special session. They are sworn under an oath to uphold the laws of the state of Texas and to perform their duties, and they have refused to perform their duties during a special session and have fled the state of Texas to avoid their duties and obligations. And although I don't know that there's legal precedent for arresting them, they absolutely have an obligation to show up for a special session.
Okay. This is not a Republican or a Democrat issue, folks. This is a political strategy issue. The Democrats don't have the votes. They don't want to show up, so they're opting not to. And the Republicans' counter move is to arrest them. I do not agree with that as a political strategy, and I think if the Republicans were on the other side of that, the ones getting arrested, they wouldn't like that so much either. I would not show up to or stay at any job where I would get arrested for not showing up to work. I love working at the Tuff Law Firm. In fact, it's my favorite job I've ever had. But Bruce, if you told us you would arrest us if we didn't show up to work, I would think twice about coming back.
I would never do that, G.I. Jerome. In fact,
Thank
I
you.
love you, by the way. But I haven't
Thank
said
you.
that lately.
Love
I
you
love
too.
you.
Love you
Yes.
too.
So to respond to that, if you don't show up to a hearing on behalf of a client, which you're obligated to do, you could be held in contempt of court
Okay.
and thrown in jail for the exact same reason as an attorney who swore an oath to zealously represent your clients. And in the same regard, is it responsible to 52 of you jump on a plane, fly to Washington, D.C. on a Capitol adventure, and then infect the vice president's staff with COVID because you didn't practice any of the social distancing measures that
They
you
had a total
claim?
COVID breakout up there, too. By
So,
the
I
way,
mean,
the COVID went crazy, and they
realistically, I
said, we're
don't
not
think-
reporting the numbers now. Oh, by the way, no COVID report because everybody's got it.
So is that upholding your fiduciary duty as a legislator?
It is not upholding your duty. And to use your example, if a judge said, attorney, you didn't show up to court, I'm sending someone to arrest you immediately, I think that that's a harsh remedy that you could look at a million other things before you did that to an attorney. And I think that judge would not be elected to the bench again if he started arresting people for not showing up to court as a first measure of defense.
Okay, quick, we're going to switch gears. Mask, are you for them or against them? Brandon?
Against it. There's
Why?
no evidence. There's no evidence until COVID came out that masks are effective. And
But
the
we don't
masks
have
that
the
we
flu.
wear surely aren't
We
effective.
didn't have the flu this year. Last year, no flu. Wearing masks, it stopped the flu. So is that you're
Are you sure
defying
that
science?
it's not
You're
just-
not following the science?
No, I'm not going to follow your.
He doesn't
that
believe in science.
Absolutely not.
All right. Jeremy, mask or no mask?
I'm for them if it gets me into my baby doctor visits.
There
It's
you
still
go.
not going to get you there.
I'd wear 10 of them if it got me there.
I got you. Okay, so should kids wear masks? This whole thing about school districts and that, you see how contrived this is when the little kids come up and say, I think I should wear a mask, and the parents right behind them going, you have to wear, it's like this whole
Compliance on that
contrived.
is impossible.
Kids
for
can't
little
even sit
kids.
still.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
it
can't keep
is.
food in their mouth. They can't help.
Why
but
isn't there
spill their
someone
drink.
reasonable talking about this?
I don't
It
know.
They don't
just-
listen
it's-
to the legal fix.
Maybe they need to
obviously.
wear helmets.
They absolutely. So the legal battles by the local officials to override Governor Abbott's ban on mask mandates. For or against? Woody, give me a quick run on that.
I'm against Harris County enforcing mandates on children at school.
Okay, Jeremy.
I'm neither for nor against it, but I'm loving seeing this local versus state battle play out over COVID. It's been going on for a year and a half now.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to tell you we're out of time now. I want to thank you for tuning in to the Legal Fix, where we answer your
Legal
toughest
Fix.
legal questions. Call us. We're live at noon on 91.1.
Every Friday.
Every Friday, and we're going to have some exciting guests coming on, and we really appreciate. I want to thank my co-host, Boy Wonder, Brandon Riley, and super lawyer G.I. Jerome, Jeremy Hall, and the
G.I.
Tough Law
Jerome.
Firm for sponsoring us. Thank you.
Thank
I'll
you,
thank
Bruce.
myself. All right, we'll see you next week on
See you
Friday.
next week.
On
Yeah.
the Legal Fix.
Hey, eat 'em up, rah rah rah, go Cougs.
Your Fusion Radio.